Hey guys, Nicholai I'm back at you with another video here. We're going to be doing a reaction to Conservative Millennial. We're going to listen to what she has to say here, and then we'll react to what she has to say. So,
finite.
hold on.
God made you not enough. He made you fallible. He made you finite so that you depend upon Him.
Okay, so God did not create creation fallible. He did not create that. Our natures are still made in the image of God. We are the ones that distorted it. We're the ones who've done that. So her first statement here is just, frankly, I get what she's trying to say, but it's so theologically dangerous to say. And this is, again, just a core example as to why women should just generally not be teaching. Even I shouldn't be teaching, by the way. I mean, it is a select few people that should be teaching.
For your salvation, yes, we look to the cross for that. We can contribute nothing to our salvation.
We contribute nothing to our salvation. Did I hear that right? Let's continue.
We are dead in our sin. By grace through faith, we're made alive.
By grace, of course, but we would not say faith alone. And I guarantee you, when she says by grace through faith, she means faith alone.
In Him, but we contribute nothing.
We contribute nothing? God calls us to contribute all sorts of things. Abraham contributed. Noah contributed. Jonah contributed. The apostles contributed. We are co-creators. Adam and Eve were commanded to be co-creators in creation. I've made this point many times. But God, what did He tell Adam and Eve to do? Name all the animals. Right? He was making us co-workers. Co-workers. Not, we don't provide anything. Also, this strips away human free will and agency. We no longer have agency or free will? Huh? We don't contribute at all? Nothing? There's no synergy? Grace is given to all of mankind. It is our job to synergize our will with God's and grab His outstretched hand. It's our job to do that. Synergism. Again, this is just goes to show you that she's just kind of regurgitating very generic Reformed Protestant talking points, and I don't think she's ever even really thought about this issue.
To anything else either. God is the author of our sanctification. God is the source of our strength. And that's really liberating news, that we don't have to work so hard to prove to God and to prove to ourselves and to prove to others.
We do have to work. God commands us to work and be in obedience to Him. He commands us to pursue holiness. He commands us to do these things, all throughout the scriptures, but also in the early church. We don't have to do anything. God just gives it to us. This is like once saved, always saved, but I'm going to be a little bit more nuanced and like avoid saying that word because everyone knows it's a ridiculous phrase. That's what she's saying. Why is she teaching? Why are we sharing this?
People are sufficiency. Christ is our sufficiency. He is the one who takes it all on His shoulders. And in exchange, He gives us a burden that is very light and a yoke.
What? Now, St. Paul might have issues with that when he says, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. That might confuse the apostles who died horrific deaths and all the martyrs, people that struggle in their day-to-day lives. This messaging is flawed because you're not giving a holistic picture of it all. God allows suffering also for theosis, for us to pursue holiness, for us to work out these things. He allows it. He doesn't create suffering. That should be a distinction. I wonder if she believes that God is the author of evil. It sounds very Calvinistic, pseudo-reformed nonsense that we're hearing so far.
That is very easy.
It's not easy. The faith is not easy. If the faith is easy, you're doing it wrong. I mean, straight up, you're doing it wrong. Our faith, our sin should burden us, and we should pursue boldly the faith, but it is not easy. This is what we call minimalistic Christianity. What is the minimum I got to do? What's the bare minimum I got to do to get the prize? Rather than holding us to high standards. So, Conservative Millennium, I'm going to tag you in my video here. I will go to your channel here. And I want to point out something. She's preaching right now. Women should not be preaching. Like, that is straight up preaching. Oh, I was at a conference and I just decided to start talking about Jesus and giving my background and my beliefs and stuff like that. But no, you're teaching without permission. There are rare circumstances in which a woman professor, for example, like Dr. Conscientu, who is married to a priest, she is invited sometimes as a scholar to give a talk, but never in the context of a homily, never in the context of pastoring or preaching, right? Never in that context. And she makes that fairly clear herself, right? But Allie Beth Stuckey, what are you doing, lady? This is not Christianity. This is like generic stuff. Oh, she has me blocked. Wonder why she has me blocked. She's got 500,000. Probably because I called her out for some of this nonsense in the past. I did defend Andrew Wilson, who she had a big falling out with. God made you not enough, so you're fully dependent on Him. Everyone depends fully on Him. All of creation does, but that doesn't that doesn't mean what you're thinking it means. In parenting, but God taught me that I was not worth isn't about my perfections, about relying on me and letting me trust it. This is just generic evangelical slop, and this is exactly why Christianity in America is dying on its feet, and people are fleeing to traditional Roman Catholicism and Eastern Orthodoxy, myself being Orthodox. There's a reason I fled, because of this kind of nonsense. What is with all these women speaking? Why is there not one single man who is speaking at this big conference? High emotionalism. Men, like these women need to hear from men about what they need to do. It is men that need to tell these women, this is what is expected to you in marriage. You want to know what? If I were in charge of this, I would literally go up and let's look this up real quick. Yeah, I was looking this up. Saint John Chrysostom, homily of 20 on Ephesians. We'll go to New Advent because they do a decent job with this one. I would just read this verbatim to all of them. It'd be like a 15-minute speech. I would cut out areas that maybe aren't necessary, but for the most part, I would just read this verbatim. And you want to know what? Half those women would get up and leave. This is abuse! Oh, he's a misogynist! What happened to co-equal marriage? There isn't social... You submit to your husband. They wouldn't like that. If a man went up there and said, women, you need to submit to your husbands, to their authority in your lives. And St. John Chrysostom says, even if the man's not worthy of being submitted to, you submit. But men, even if your wife is not being the kind of person that is deserving of your love, you love them anyways. You sacrifice for them anyways. He says that both. This is exactly what they need to hear. They don't need to hear this surface level tripe. This generic low tier Christianity that has nothing, that offers nothing. Faith is winning? What faith? And her picture is everywhere. You know, actually, I want to point this out. Iconography. And then she goes back to her normal, just her normal posting about that stuff. But I thought that was a very interesting engagement. I did not know I was blocked by her, but it doesn't surprise me. It does not surprise me at all. And I think that this would be very, very important. So, why is she representing Christians? Don't know. Why is she on the stage talking about what a Christian should be, what a Christian shouldn't be? Why is she teaching women this way in a very public setting when it should be a man, a priest, a bishop, their husbands? It's this kind of like gendered Christianity that is really doing a lot of harm to an American Christianity. And it's part of the reason why it's dying on its feet. Anyways, guys, that's all I got to say. God bless. Like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, if you liked what I had to say, please share it. It really helps. Little things like that go a long ways. Liking and commenting really helps boost it in the algorithm as well. So God bless and have a lovely day.